What is up, veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another episode review. And today we are going to be reviewing The Last of Us Episode 6, Kin. Um, so, before we get into anything else, let's read the synopsis of the episode here. After ignoring the advice of the locals, Joel and Ellie descend deeper into dangerous territory in search of the Fireflies and Tommy. So this episode, lies into when they meet back up with Tommy and and see what's going on with him. And Joel wants to make a deal to send Ellie with him to the Fireflies. And the way they handle this here differently than they do in the game is very different. The reasoning for it that Joel has in the show is very different. He's scared of getting Ellie hurt, and maybe you can argue that's in, but like a lot of the time, it seems like he doesn't trust himself. But there's a lot more emotion given to it here, and also the whole going to the power plant of the that they're at when you first see Tommy and everything. Is not, you don't have that in this episode. You go straight to the town, and you get to see him and his wife and how their life how they've been running this community and how this community works and everything. And we get to see Ellie kind of like not really like feels weird about this. And there's a little thing that you can kind of see that's like she's not trusting this and everything. And then like the scene between Tommy and Joel is really emotional and really well done, and I think is extremely interesting the way they go about it. And I think it is actually really sorry, my mind's blanking. Really interesting how they take the emotions in this episode. And Tommy, you really get to see like his mindset change from when he was when Joel and him were still around together. You can see their different mindset of how much he's changed and regrets a bunch of the stuff they did. And Tom has become kind of much more at peace and a better person, and he also is expecting a child. I don't think that was a thing in the game, which is also really interesting that they take that change. And also the way the whole situation plays out is also very different. Because one, we don't even go into the town in the first game. And that's different. We get to see a little more of that in this, because you don't really get to see that place until the second game. Like you see like the outer of it, but you don't really get to go in it or anything like that, but until the second game, which is really interesting to see how they brought this location to life. And it's really interesting to see how you may think these things are going to go with these characters and everything in this location. And for the most part, it goes basically the way you're expecting, but definitely is a strong episode, I'd say. It definitely has that emotion, especially the scene with Tommy and Joel. It's such an impactful scene and such filled with so much emotion, and you really feel for the situation that's going through Joel's head. And it's like they really did a really good job with that scene. Like that is the highlight of this episode, and it is so heartbreaking with some of these scenes and the way these actors deliver these lines. Because I played the game of this part so back to back, so I kind of got to see difference in like they really make these scenes their own. And definitely, even though it's pretty much the dialogue from the game, it's still they still have the emotional impact. Why I really feel like if you haven't played the games, you can still watch this show and appreciate who these characters are. And I don't really feel like these characters are imitations. They're still taking their own, like, yes, they're still Ellie and Joel, but they're taking their own approach to the characters and the roles. And at their core, they're still the characters they have. I don't know, they bring a different layer to it, I guess you could say. And the way this episode is laid out and everything, like, overall, not much happens in the episode, like, at face value, but seeing everything that's going on, because, like, at the end of the day, The Last of Us is a character story, and literally the way that everything goes down in this episode, you really feel, like, the emotion, the weight of what's on Joel's shoulders and how he's scared of, and they actually add a bit of how this is affecting him and how all this on his shoulders is affecting him, not only emotionally, but physically. Because one, he's an older guy and he's dealing with all this stress and everything, and he's scared. And they really do convey that really well in this episode. And I really think that the acting really sells that in this episode. Critics give this episode, once again, a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty much all they've been when I've reviewed them, and it's really insane. And I have just straight up loved every single second of the show. There's been some parts that I thought were weaker and everything, but for the most part, this show is definitely something that I've been really enjoying. My personal rating, I think this is one of the best episodes so far. I think I'd probably say it's probably my second favorite with the first episode so far. I think this is because of the raw emotion in these characters and everything, and they're really selling it. I really feel like you really feel that bond that's coming together with Ellie and Joel. But with that being said, overall, I don't know what level to give this one, to be honest. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It's that good of an episode. I think I don't really have a problem with it, really. I don't think it's a perfect episode, but I can't really think of the flaws or anything. It's I don't know. It's just a really darn good episode. What do you guys think of the show so far, and specifically this episode? As of recording, actually, the new episode comes out tonight, so I actually am getting this recorded before the episode comes out for once. The next episode comes out for once, so that's great. But that's really all I've got to say for this review, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. What are your guys' predictions for the rest of the series? What else are they gonna change? Because there's only 3 episodes left, and I'm very interested to see where this is gonna go. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. I don't have much else to say for this review. Besides, I'm really enjoying where the show's going and how it's being handled so far. I think it is such a great character piece, and I think there's and a lot of people probably be complaining about like how the fact there's not much of the clickers and infected and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, obviously that's a little jarring a bit, but like obviously what sells this is the characters. Obviously the world is interesting and the infected and all that are also interesting, but the characters are what really sell, especially this episode. And I'm really excited to see where the episodes are going for the future of this show and what's going to change differently from the game. But that's really all I got to say for this episode review, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know I said that multiple times already. But and I'll be trying to get my review for the 3 Ant-Man movies up soon. I'm gonna be trying to do that. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say for this review, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.